Have you ever wondered that perhaps there is more to reality than meets the eye in this world? Maybe you are just not your physical body and the limited senses, but something more? Who knows? You might even possess some supernatural powers that you are not aware of yet, but they could potentially alter the course of your life forever. If you are a dedicated seeker at heart, willing to do whatever it takes to uncover the truth about your existence, then we welcome you to the enchanting world of alchemy. And to answer your questions, yes, there is much more to life than the material realm, and beyond the veil of this reality exists another world where the alchemists use and manipulate energy to transform and shape their reality. It feels like a fantasy, but the proof is grounded in science, tradition, and ancient wisdom. You will be surprised to find out that alchemists have been using these secret tools for ages and have been attracting the best this world could offer. But it's time you become an alchemist to unleash your highest potential in this world and the realms beyond it. So, if you are prepared to learn the revered secrets and techniques from the venerable art of alchemy, then let's dive right into today's video. In ancient Egypt, alchemy was taught as the medieval forerunner of chemistry. It was generally understood as the art and science of turning base metals into gold. But in the modern world, alchemy is considered more of a spiritual pursuit, dealing with the interactions of the universal energy and states of human consciousness. While the ancient alchemists were in search of the elixir of eternal life, also called the Philosopher's Stone, the alchemists today know that the Philosopher's Stone is not a material object, but rather a symbol for a self-actualized life. Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychotherapist and psychologist, produced 3 volumes of work dedicated to alchemy called Psychology and Alchemy. In these collections, Jung explained that the Philosopher's Stone is actually a hidden reality of potentials buried deep within oneself. He also emphasized the great use of symbolism and allegory in alchemy, which, when correctly understood, could transform our lives. Magnum opus, which in Latin literally translates to the great work, is used in various hermetic and alchemical traditions to refer to the endeavor of turning the void into the Philosopher's Stone. The void, also known as prima materia, is in fact the all-encompassing energy pulsating through the source through which everything was created. To make it easier to understand, we can refer to it as the one undivided and all-powerful God force. Modern alchemists agree that in order to acquire the symbolic Philosopher's Stone, there are 3 distinct steps of the magnum opus, and every individual is innately equipped to harness and sculpt their own magnum opus. In your journey of becoming an alchemist, these 3 sacred steps will act as the map illuminating the path that will lead you to your fortunes. The first step, nigredo, or the blackening. In this step, the alchemist must gain access to the void, the energy that flows through everything and everyone in this universe. Jung believed that this could be done by accessing the reservoirs of the unconscious mind of a person, for this part of the mind is connected to the collective consciousness. The second step is called albedo, or the whitening. This step consists of unearthing the notions and enigmas residing in one's unconscious mind. In other words, your current life is being controlled by the beliefs and programs installed into your unconscious mind. The moment you begin to access the unconscious and uncover those programs, you make the unconscious conscious. So, all the information that was secretly influencing your life and behaviors becomes a part of your conscious mind. Once that happens, you gain an awareness of them and can work on correcting those patterns. The third step is called rubedo, or the reddening. This step is the culmination point of the previous 2 steps, whereby a person integrates the information from his unconscious into the conscious and hence gains control over his life and creates the Philosopher's Stone, or the ideal life. To be able to create your own magnum opus and unleash the true alchemist, you will need a set of tools and techniques, and in this part of the video, we will be revisiting those powerful techniques one by one. To secure access to the infinite void, or the source, you must retreat in silence so that your brain waves can slow down and you can reach the hidden part of your own mind, one that contains all the programs and the blueprint of your life. Regular meditation is a fantastic technique for doing so. Meditation is a way of detaching from the noise and distractions of the sensory world to voyage deep into the recesses of your mind and energetic field. The moment you close your eyes in meditation, you cut off the most dominant source of information in the 3D world, the visual sense. Less stimuli means less outside distraction, so you have a fair chance at focusing on the inner world. To slow down your brain frequencies, you may start your meditation with a deep breathing technique. Take long inhales that go all the way to your abdomen. Pause for a few seconds there, and then exhale gently. Keep up with this loop of inhales, pause, exhales, pause, until the mental activity finds itself slowing down in pace. After you have successfully entered a lower brainwave frequency, simply sit in the silence and feel the void around you. It's the space within each cell of your body and within everything you have ever known and felt. Make a connection with the void. Become familiar with its silence, magic, and mystery by dedicating some part of your day to the meditation practice. You will notice that with a committed practice, you will become progressively better at sensing the void and will eventually be able to harness its potent energy for your alchemical ambitions. Another powerful technique that an alchemist must use to accelerate the process of inner transformation is the mirror principle. This is more of a mental switch than a technique. An alchemist must realize that the outside world of materials, objects, shapes, and forms is nothing but an illusion constructed through our senses. The reality you are perceiving is anything but real. It's a story weaved by your mind to keep you fixed and limited to your current circumstances. This is where the disempowering notion of victimhood stems from in the population. They view the world as the absolute reality and often find themselves at the mercy of their life situations. But a true alchemist knows that the outside sense is a clever play and trickery of mind, nothing more. And when a person buys into the illusion, it permanently chains him to the material realm. The material realm, however, is just a reflection of the internal world. Every person here is creating his own reality because his reality is a mirror of what goes on inside his mind. All your worries, problems, and life circumstances were created by you because you latched onto unhelpful beliefs and thoughts for far too long. So, if you are not happy with how your life is unfolding, you must acknowledge the mirror principle and see yourself at the center of every misery or fortune. That process begins by taking radical responsibility for everything that's going on in your life. The next important step in the mirror principle is then to use your imagination to your advantage. No matter how dire the situation is for you or how far away your goals seem right now, you can shift everything by imagining differently. Every night before going to sleep, close your eyes for a few minutes and imagine yourself as an accomplished individual. Imagine yourself as one with all the riches of the world, and you will transmute into a money magnet. Whatever it is that you desire, be it a healthy body, a fulfilling relationship, or something even more specific than that, you must visualize it first in your mind's eye. The brain learns through repetition. Repeat the process of visualization again and again, night after night, so that your brain installs the neurological circuits relative to the reality you wish to create. As Neville Goddard said, "Stop trying to change the world since it is only the mirror. Man's attempt to change the world by force is as fruitless as breaking a mirror in the hope of changing his face. Leave the mirror and change your face. Leave the world alone and change your conceptions of yourself. The reflection then will be satisfactory." An alchemist is profoundly aware of the fact that his energy is his most treasured asset, so he expends it wisely and only on what he wants to manifest and never on meaningless pursuits or interactions. This includes letting go of what is not serving him mentally, physically, and energetically. It could be things, people, or even thoughts. Thoughts are alive and vibrating at certain frequencies, and once an idea is infused with ample energy and intention, it begins to transcend the space and come alive in the physical. Every thought a person makes initiates a chain of reactions in the quantum world enough to change his entire life. Feed your mind with good thoughts, and it will reward you with the miracles you want to see. Remember, a true alchemist lives true to his aspirations and never feels pressured by the circumstances because deep in his heart, he knows that he has the mental capacity and courage to start a new, prosperous life story at any point. That's the power of being an alchemist, being the ultimate creator and designer of your life circumstances.